Hello everybody. As you can see from this paper, the Arizona Department of Health reported on August 2nd, 2020, and this is from the data dashboard, 1,465 new cases were reported and 9,240 new tests were reported. So the questions asked is, what is a percent positive rate? So all we're going to do is take 1,465 and divide it by 9,240. So it's going to be 1,465 divided by 9,240. Now, one thing I'm going to remark is that we're going to introduce a vinculum. So 9,240 is the same thing as 10,000 minus 700 minus 60. So we're going to use this as the divisor, okay? If you want a methodical way to do that, all you have to do is put a slash here. 9 plus 1 is 10. So you increase the left-hand figure by 1, and you subtract the right-hand side from the base. And we know the base is 1,000 because there's 3 digits here, and 1,000 has 3 zeros. So 1,000 minus 240 is 760. So 10,000 minus 700 minus 60 is still 9,240. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so this is the setup as you can see. I'm gonna put 2 digits right here. So I'm gonna put a 1 and a 0. And then I'm gonna put 3 flag digits. I'm gonna put 7, 6, and 0. And they're all flagged, okay? So I'm gonna put I'm sorry, they're all flagged and they all have a vinculum over them. Great. Now I'm gonna put my dividend, which is 1,465. So 1, 4. Make it a little bigger. 6, 5. Let's put some zeros. Okay, so 4, and the decimal's right here, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. How many times does 10 go into 14? The answer is 1. And there's 4 left over. Now, I need to make my adjustment, and we're going to get to these steps later, but I'm going to write it down now. Okay. So we need to make one adjustment now. So we always start with a subtraction, and we have negative 7 times 1, which is negative 7. So we actually end up adding 7 to 46. So for similar reasons, because all of the digits here, but flag digits have a vinculum over them, all our adjustments are going to be additions. So that's really useful. So kind of a shortcut is let's just make all of our adjustments addition. So I'm going to get set up on the structure right now. We're going to make one adjustment here. We're going to make 2 adjustments here. We're going to make 3 adjustments here every time subsequently. Three adjustments here. And 3 adjustments here. Great. It's good to be organized and have them at the same level. Okay, as best you can, okay? I'm not perfect, but it'll do. So I have 46 plus 7. 47 is my gross dividend. I need to make the adjustment, and my adjusted dividend is 53. So I'm going to put a 53 right here. Great. So now I ask myself, how many times does 10 go into 53? The answer is 5, so I'm going to put a 5 right here. And there's 3 left over, so I'm going to put a 3 right here. Now I need to make 2 adjustments, so I look right here. We're going to use this crisscross, sum of the cross products. So we don't have to worry about the negative. I already made the adjustment. Just multiply the numbers. 7 times 5 is 35. And 6 times 1 is 6. So let's add it carefully. 35 plus 35 is 70. 70 plus 6 is 76. So my adjusted gross dividend was 35. My adjusted dividend, my actual dividend is now 76. How many times does 10 go into 76? I'm not going to say 7 remainder 6 because I recognize that my adjusted dividend later on is going to be too great. So I'm going to say 8. It comes with experience, how you can tell. And 10 times 8 is 80, so I have a remainder of negative 4. So I'm going to put a 4 bar here. That represents negative 4. Excellent. Now, every single step from now, we're going to make 3 adjustments. So you can just go in contrary motion. Once you practice, it's not that hard. Look, we're going to get 7 times 8 is 56, 6 times 5 is 30, and this step's always going to be 1 times 0. And you multiply by 0, so we're going to have 0 here, but I'm still going to write it, okay? The step. So 7 times 8 is 56. That goes right here. Then we have 6 times 5 is 30. So just contrary motion, and 1 times 0 is 0. So you can do this many ways, but 56 minus 40 is 16. 16 plus 30 is 46. Again, I don't want this adjusted dividend to be too great, so I'm going to say 5. How many times does 10 go into 46? 5 times. The remainder is negative 4, so I'm going to put 4 bar here. Now we're going to make 3 adjustments. So we always work with the 3 flag digits, and we work with the 3 most recent quotient figures. So you can start from the right. We're going to work with the 5, 8, and the 5. So contrary motion, 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 5, 35. That goes right here. 6 times 8 is 48. And 5 times 0 is 0. So this step's always just going to be 0, but I'm going to write it out. So I would go this way. 48 minus 40 is 8. 8 plus 35 is 43. So I'm going to put a 43 over here. Now, how many times does 10 go into 43? Now, I'm not going to put 5 because that's going to be too much of a negative remainder here. And I think it's going to be enough. So I'm going to put 4, remainder 3. 3 is not that much left over. So 7, let's make the 3 adjustments now. So now we're going to work with the 8, 5, and the 4, okay? The 3 most recent quotient digits. So just contrary motion. 28, 30, 0. Okay, so 7 times 4 is 28. 6 times 5 is 30. And this step's just going to be 0. 8 times 0 is 0. So what's the adjusted dividend figure here? 30 plus 30 is 60. 60 plus 28 is 88. Great. So how many times does 10 go into 88? I'm not going to say 8. That's going to leave too much of a remainder, and it's going to be too great. So let's go one more step. So I'm going to put a 9 here. And there's going to be a remainder of negative 2. So I'm going to put a bar here because 10 times 9 is 90, and I have to go 2 down to get to 88. Now we're going to make triple adjustment, and we're just going to work with the 5, 4, and the 9, the 3 most recent quotient figures. So 9 times 7 is 63, so plus 63. 6 times 4 is 24, and that's going to be our last adjustment because the last one's always going to be 0, okay? So 63, 24, 0 times 5 is just 0. So what's the adjusted dividend figure? 24 minus 20, you can do it that way, is 4. 63 plus 4 is 67, so I'm going to put a 67 here. Okay? And how many times does 10 go into 67? And I'm going to say 7 and leave a remainder of negative 3, okay? So this could be rounded up, but if we wanted the answer to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 figures, let's do that. So where does the decimal go before we do that? Decimal point's going to be right here, and we have to move it 3 spaces to the left because I have 3 flag digits. So 1, 2, 3. So 0.15, 8, 5, 4, 9. So let's make it a percent. So I have 15.85. Now, we're gonna go to this digit here, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces, okay? 8, 5. So we have to ask ourselves, is it closer to 49 or 50? And the answer is 50. So I'm gonna put a 50, okay? So that's the percentage, 15.8550. Okay, and if I look it on the calculator, I can confirm that. So 1465 divided by 9240. Okay, so if you look at the decimal, it matches it, 0.1585497. So 0.1585497, okay? We just rounded it off, okay? So that was the positivity rate for the 2nd of August. As you can see, this method is amazing. Keep practicing, be organized with it. You'll have fun doing it, okay? Good job.